Our charge was to make an antibacterial suture without changing the manufacturing process at all, and also without changing the functional or performance properties of the suture. So we were told, make it better, just don't change it.
My name is Stephen Rothenberger. I'm a microbiologist. I've been with Ethicon for 22 years.
My name is Howard Scalzo. I'm a senior principal engineer in our research and development of the Plus Suture group, and together Stephen and I have invented the Plus technology.
My name is Dr. Lisa Ovington. I'm currently the president of an independent wound care consulting company. I've been an expert in wound care for over 30 years.
We believe that if we could protect the surface of the suture, that we could then have an impact in infection.
You can't have an infection if you don't have a microbe there that's associated with it.
We believed in the science, but we weren't sure that we'd be able to show really an impact on infection. In our early development, we had looked at many different antimicrobials, including antibiotics.
The problem is some bacteria are not susceptible to most antibiotics, and as antibiotics get used more and more, their clinical utility is very limited.
Well, what antiseptic are we going to use that's safe in the body? And that's where triclosan really fit the bill. Triclosan is a unique antiseptic in that its mechanism of action targets an enzyme in bacterial cells that doesn't exist in human cells.
Obviously for the patients and for the doctors, but as well for the regulators and all the other people who look at our products, safety and efficacy are the two things that they really, are focused on. And we're able to achieve both of those with the use of triclosan on our Plus Suture platform. The Plus Sutures are efficacious against a number of the bacterial pathogens that cause surgical site infections.
The de Jong meta-analysis from 2017, the overall effect that they found was a 28% reduction in the risk of surgical site infection. Trial sequential analysis concluded that, based on the amount of data that was analyzed, that any future data was unlikely to change that net effect that they were seeing. So country level groups are making recommendations, and we've also seen higher level evidence-based groups making recommendations, so international bodies such as the World Health Organization, and then shortly after that, the Centers for Disease Control.
If you had said to us, someday there will be proof that shows that the Plus Suture reduces infection by 10%, we would have been, besides ourselves, dancing on the table, drinking champagne. But now to have the meta-analyses, the recent meta-analyses showing that there is a 28% surgical site infection risk reduction. Sometimes we have to pinch ourselves and say, is this, are we in a dream?
One of the underappreciated advantages, I think, of Plus Suture technology, the cost of acquisition and the ease of use. It's almost a no-brainer to bring in Ethicon Plus Sutures. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck, and you really don't have to do a lot to bring that on board because you don't have to train anybody to use sutures. You've already done that. If I were choosing between a staple and a suture, I would choose an antimicrobial suture because there are no antimicrobial staples as of yet. However, there's a third method of skin closure, DERMABOND PRINEO, which is a mesh-reinforced skin adhesive. That closes the wound. It's fast, and you're closing that incision at every point along its length. The topical skin adhesive protects against exogenous bacteria entering.
Every surgical site infection is a real person with a family. To have one surgical site infection is having one too many.
They are preventable. They are not necessary. They are not an outcome that has to happen. My hope for the future of SSI risk reduction is that technologies like Plus Sutures become widely accepted as the standard of care.
The power to reduce surgical site infection risk is in all of our hands. 0 starts with 1.